Yay. All right. Hopefully this is all good. Had everything set up and all right. I think I'm good. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I had it all set up for the correct orientation. YouTube has it now where you change it on the screen when you set up your live, which I did, and it didn't work. So that's a little maddening, but we're all good now. Let's see here. Okay. Whew. All right. I just want to make sure that I'm on frame here. We have our lights going the right direction. This one does not. Whoops. All right. You know, sometimes things just don't go your way. All right, so today I thought we would focus on doing, making some embellishments. I know I've seen a lot of comments in our Facebook group where people have mentioned that when they get new kits that they have a hard time getting started with their kits because they have so much new product and they don't know where to start. And so I thought that perhaps maybe creating some embellishments to start with might be a great jumping off point for everybody. Okay, so if you can hear me, let me know. Let's see. I'll make sure. Oh, see, I'm in the wrong. Oh, all right. Yay. So if you're here, can you leave a comment and let me know that you can hear me and that the screen resolution and all that good stuff is working. Okay. Yay. All right. So I think we're right in good shape here. I just want to make sure that I stay in frame. So I'm going to put some little markers. And I think I'm good on this side and I'm good on that side. And don't want to go beyond here. All right, so I think we're good. All right, so yeah. So oftentimes when we get our new kits, there's so much product and just figuring out where to start can be kind of overwhelming. And so sometimes just opening up all of the embellishments and taking a look at those is a great way to kind of jumpstart your inspiration. Now, I have used 2 of our metal dies from our June kits, and I die cut a bunch of die cuts with them, and I thought that they would be kind of fun to use as maybe accents or maybe foundations for some embellishments. So this is our folded tag die, and it creates a folded tag, and hang on one second, let me get my scoreboard here. And so what it does is it creates a tag with that folds. So I'm going to score here in the center, and then here, and here, and here. Okay, so it folds, and that makes it a lot easier. You don't have to score it. You can fold it and just line everything up. Scoring it just makes it a little bit easier. But it creates these little tags, and then it also has a window, so you can either put something behind here, or you can, like for instance, this was cut out of like the light blue cardstock. You can attach the opposite side in the window, and if you tape it from, like, you know, obviously I would use a piece of cardstock or something on the reverse side of this, but if you took even a circle or another embellishment that was a little bit larger, but you could, I'm just using a piece of Post-it tape just for an example of how this could work. And then you have your contrasting piece of paper here. Or you could put put some foam adhesive behind it and create like a dimensional feature on your tag. So anyway, we'll play with these, but that's kind of what that does. It doesn't, when you cut it out, it doesn't look exactly the way that it's meant to be used. It's also got a little hole in it, and you could put a ring in it and make a mini album with it. And then if you wanted to, or even like ribbon, and if you wanted to, you can score your front piece or fold it, and then glue this part. So this is doubled so that if you put a ring in it, it's reinforced, which is really nice. And then you can open each page, and then if you have a ring, you know, obviously you'll have a bunch of these. So you can put little photos. You can put your photo and use this almost as a frame, and then inside you can have your journaling. So this is a super like versatile die that can be used in a variety of different ways. And if you did it with white cardstock, you could use it as a little swatch book. Cut these out and then paint your swatch here, fold it up. I'm going to fold it here so you can see if you don't score it. It just makes it a little bit harder to fold it. Of course you want to take these guys out. But if you were to take your whatever medium you want to color swatch, put your swatch on the inside, and then you can write the name here and then just put a ring through them, and then, you know, you could have one for all your pinks, one for all your greens, but that's a great way to have all of your colors and what they look like on paper at your fingertips rather than have them in a book or whatever. And then you have them in a drawer, what have you, next to your desk. So that's also an option. The other thing that I did was, this is a little skyline die, and I cut this out several times, and I obviously used my paper, or this sheet of paper, but I used, actually, this is a different month from our cardstock kit, but I used all these little strips, and I used that die and cut all of these out using the front sheet of my cardstock kit, and which is nice because then you don't have to cut into a full 12 by 12. So if you have dies that are small and you want to cut them out of solid cardstock, you can use that piece because it's a nice heavy duty cardstock. So anyway, I want to make sure that, okay, good, Antonia, I'm glad you can hear me. Yeah. So, so anyway, so those are a couple of things that I thought we could kind of use as some of our embellishments. But the nice thing about if you create some embellishments ahead of time, then it kind of gives you a feel for the kit. It gives you a feel for the paper. And then you can use like your embellishments as kind of a jumping off point on to your page where, you know, you've got this embellishment or a couple of embellishments that you want to use, and then it'll kind of help with your design a little bit. So that is my thought, and I hope that it helps some of you when you break into a new kit. So let's pull out, I'm going to set all these aside and we'll use them eventually. And I'm going to move I always misplace my dies, so I'm going to set those in a place where I can actually find them. And I'm going to set these aside. And sorry about the glare with this. I wish I could figure out a way to have the white background and be able to see the grid, but have this not have a shiny finish. So that's on my list of things to do. I don't know who's has been on our Instagram or in our Facebook group. We shared sneak peeks of our June kits this week, and so, or July, I'm sorry, and I'm super excited about them, and I think that they're really, really, really pretty. Of course, you only get to see a little tiny bit, but anyway, so let's open these up really quick. I did an unboxing, a live kind of unboxing of these kits, and we've got a quicker one that Joanne did that will be going live today at some point, so it will give you a good look at all of the things that are in the kits without my yammering on and on and on. So anyway, so these are the embellishments that are in our main kit. We've got some frames, we've got some alphabet, enamel dots, die cuts, and some rub-ons. And the rub-ons are super cool, and we'll probably use some of these today. And then in the embellishment kit, we have, I've been watching Below Deck, and the chef always comes out and he's like, I've created for you today. So maybe I need to start doing that. Anyway, it just shows the kind of garbage TV that I watch, but it always makes me laugh. Okay, so we've got a package of vellum embellishments, and cardstock die cut tags, some silver foil puffy stickers, some mini puffy stickers. These are cardstock layered foam phrase stickers. And then this is a build a scene die cut set, and it's got different colors and patterns. There are 4 different skylines, and you layer them together and you can create this really cool skyline. And if you put dimensional adhesive behind these, then you really get that look of a city skyline, and the shadows and the dimension and everything that you create by adding that dimensional adhesive is really cool. So, so we have these as well. And I think I might use this on more of a, like a traveler's notebook size page, and just show you some different ways that it can be used, because you don't have to use it the way that it is necessarily, but you can cut it down and you can get the same effect in a smaller format. Or if you just want to use part of it on a page, you don't have to use the whole thing. So, and then you can use it on multiple pages. So those are the embellishments. And I think first, let's start with, I'm just gonna kind of unpackage these, and I'm gonna put them in a pile, because believe it or not, all my little like dishes that I put my stuff in, they're all full of stuff. So in fact, I went out looking for some more dishes, like stackable little containers that and I didn't come home with anything. So I think I'm gonna have to hit Amazon and find some more, because I have these, actually, well, this isn't, but I have these, and these are from IKEA, and I don't think that they make them anymore, but it's a glass, look, I can use this, but it's a glass container and a glass lid, and typically they're meant to be stacked like this, which doesn't really work for me because I don't need anything that deep. So the way that I use them is I put the die cuts in the bottom, and then I stack them like this, and I just stack them up, and then I can put more things here. And I like them because they're glass, and they don't easily come apart, and they don't tip over, which is nice because we have cats, and I have some plastic ones, but they're always knocking things over. And if I have multiple months worth of, or different packages stored in these, I don't, and they tip over or land on the floor for some reason, that's a disaster, because then everything gets mixed together. So I like these, but my daughters went to IKEA and they said that they couldn't find these anymore. So, but that's what I really wanted. So if anybody goes to IKEA and you see them, send me a message and let me know. So, okay. So with these, we've got some tags. And this is in our embellishment kit. And then here's some other little cardstock pieces. And some little phrases. And then these are little, they're little vellum die cuts with foil accents on them. So I think you can see them here. Imagine that I lift my hand and it shows up in the right place. I've just had my camera in the wrong way forever and ever. So experimenting and lessons learned. Okay, so we'll set those aside. And then we've also got these, and these are in a package, so I'm going to leave them there. I'm also going to take out the die cuts that come in our main kit, because I feel like these are always things that are kind of go-to for embellishments, and they're really good like for building embellishment clusters. So there's a lot of different things here. So I'm going to sort these by color and kind of by icon, I guess, a little bit. So like if they're mostly by color, but if they're a phrase that's multicolored, we'll do that. But and this is helpful in being able to kind of make your embellishments, right? So this one's colored. Put that there. There. Put all the orange and reds together, and then all the little navy, some hearts, some flowers, orange, orange, green, blue, orange. There's a lot of orange, which is fun, right? These are little clouds, which are perfect if you're building like a little cityscape. Put the navy and the gray there. Navy, green, red. Put that there. Put that there. Navy, a flower, a camera. Navy, navy. Do that. These are little hearts. So I'm going to put all the tiny little things over here. Green, red, blue, green. But I find that this is helpful when you're trying to sort through your stuff. If you break it down into usable bits, rather than having a big huge pile of embellishments and looking at it and not knowing, you know, how you're gonna put them together. So if you have them sorted this way, you can kind of maybe come up with a color palette that you want to use, or like if you're doing something and you feel like you need a brighter accent or something more subtle, it kind of gives you kind of a starting point. Okay, so those are the hearts. All right, so we've got all of these bits and pieces that are sitting there. And then we've got stickers galore and some frames. And the frames are always something that I use often. And a lot of people, we've had comments also in our Facebook group about different ways to use frames. Rather than, you know, putting them over a photo. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use frames as well. And you can use them to create kind of a pattern on your background. And then you can layer over the top of it, because it'll give you a lot of dimension different colors and patterns, and then also kind of an interesting geometric pattern that is kind of unique, and then you can build up from there. So let's kind of start with these. Let's start with, I'm gonna grab a piece of fun foam because this is what I use for my like dimensional adhesive, because it's cheap and it has adhesive on the back, and so we'll kind of put these here as well, these die cuts that we've got, because we can use these also. So one of the things that we had a sketch that was a grid layout, and so one of the things that could be fun, and I'm going to take some of these and I'm just going to score them really quick so that we can fold them up, because I think that these are going to be really a fun, I'm just going to score the center piece. I'm not going to score the others. But I have a bunch of them. I have them in white. I have them in pattern paper. And the pattern paper are cool because you get the front and the back, the A and the B side, if you choose to use it that way. And one of them, when I placed the die on the paper, I placed it over a shape that was on the reverse side, and I'll show you that in a minute. But so it cut a circle out of exactly the circle piece out of exactly what I wanted it cut from, so that I could use that rather than have it be willy-nilly. Okay. Oops. I'm just glad that I got all these die cut before we started today, because I tried to die cut last week on our live, and I am sure that that was horribly boring to watch. Okay. So put this aside. Oh, here was one of these that I played with for a swatch idea. So I just put the color on the inside, and then that would work for the swatch if you wanted to make a swatch book. Okay, so let's quickly fold these. And when they're scored, makes it a lot easier and cleaner. And you can score using just a regular ruler. If you put it on a mouse pad and don't use too much pressure, and you score along with your ruler, that will work. Or like on a piece of fun foam, you could use that as well. You just need something that's going to allow you to be able to create a straight line. And okay, good. So these are all done. But I'm going to take these colored ones. Take these 4. Put these aside. So we had a sketch, and I am not sure if I have it sitting around, or I'm sure that I have it sitting around. I'm just not sure where I have it sitting around. Ah, here it is. I knew it. So we did a sketch last week. And this is like a grid design, but there's so many different ways that this could be used. And so rather than trying to figure out how you're going to create your page, maybe just creating, like using the tags, you could create your grid design and build it from there. I should have had it one more color, but we'll just use this one instead. My kids should know better. Anyway, so you could use your little tags like this to create your grid, and then you could create your embellishments and then just place them, or create each one of your little clusters and then place them on your background without having to figure out where everything's going to go. So that's an option for these. And I think that we can kind of work from there. One of the things that I like to do when I'm working with things with adhesive on the back, and I don't know where I want to put them, I often use an anti-static tool that has powder in it, and then that takes the sticky off the back of the sticker, and then you can just use a use regular liquid glue to glue it down. But if you pull these off, actually I should probably do it on a piece of cardstock because the powder does kind of make a little bit of a mess, but then there's no glue and you can move it around. So let's kind of do that. Maybe take this navy one. And so we've taken all the sticky off of that one. Let's do this small red one. Oh, here. And we'll put that there. And maybe to this one. Okay, so that one. And then let's use maybe this other one that's in here. And then in addition to that, these have like little embellishments in the center of each shape. So that's always a fun thing. And you know, even these little pieces on that are kind of they're kind of scraps really, but I use them often, and maybe I'll show you how I do that in a moment. But for the time being, I'm just going to stick it back there. But let's add a little. Put an adhesive here, and then maybe I'll take one of them. So maybe this guy. Use him. This is one of those little throwaway pieces. But you don't have to throw them away. Okay, so we've got those. Maybe this too. Why not? pull these aside and move that. Okay, so let's kind of, one of the things that you can do is, let's try using this one, for instance. Now, I cut this one and I lined up the die on the reverse side so that it would cut, actually it would, I think this is the one that it cut, so that it would cut this circle out. So I'm going to, actually, here, I have an idea. So this one, this, could use a trimmer to do this and it would be a lot cleaner, but I'm just being lazy. And here too, so if you wanted to use these to create your grid, and let's say you just wanted to do like a monochromatic page, so use like maybe all blues and then one accent color. Grab a sheet of white cardstock and and I'm just kind of using this so that we have something to build on that isn't gonna have a glare on it like my table. And of course, I'm 100% sure that that was crooked. All right. Okay. So keeping in mind, like if you wanted to do something that was monochromatic, right? And you had all of these little bits and pieces and you wanted to lay them out like this, for instance, but maybe have this one here and maybe this one here. Okay. I think that. Okay. So with an idea of having everything be within that same color palette, let's just make some embellishments that would work with that color palette. Let's take this one. This silver would work. The adventure would work. Going places. This would work. It has a little bit of red in it, but this one would work. We've got a blue, a couple of blue frames. This is multicolored. Let's not do that one. But we could use that one if we wanted to add a little bit of green. That would work. Also too, we have a bunch of little houses and things, so we could use that. It's not super red, but it has a little bit of, tiny bit of red. And then, so let's just kind of use this, keep this in mind. I moved my sticky note. Okay, so we've got kind of these bits and pieces. These are all blue, and we can make some little embellishments using these, which will be really easy to do. This guy too would work. In fact, if we wanted to do something that was like, you know, outdoorsy, we've got a skateboard, this little playground. Okay, so let's just start from here, and let's use this guy first. So we can, even though these are not, they don't fit necessarily, you can just layer them over the top. In fact, the one that I think might work kind of cool is this one with a hole here. So like, and if you don't have this die, if you have a circle die, that would totally work. Or a circle punch, just cut a tag using your paper trimmer and then use your circle punch and make a dot in the center where you want this, where you want your circle, the center of your circle. And then when you place your circle punch, flip it upside down so you can see where it's going to punch and have that dot in the center of your punch. And you can create a shape that's very similar to this. So, so let's say we did that. We created, I don't want to put that there. Let's, okay, so let's take and put maybe this blue one here. So that'll kind of give us a little bit of, or here, we'll do this. So there's that. So sometimes we could take this. Let's try. Let me use this one. Put this here. I'm going to use my, if I can find it, my tape dispenser. Because I was hoping not to. Oh, here it is. I was hoping not to have to glue these down because I like to move things around a little bit. All right. Okay, so we'll put a little bit of adhesive here. Put that in the center. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive here. So this is going to kind of be in the center there. And then we can make a little find a little embellishment. And then let's use some of these. These are little puffy stickers. And maybe we just maybe not the light blue one. I'll use this one. Not very straight, is it? Right here. Maybe this guy. So we can build it up on top of there too. And then so put that maybe over there. Or let's see what we have. That's too big. So let's see what I have here. Sitting around. Pull this up slightly. Stick that there. Tag behind it. I don't want to use that one. Maybe we, and you just kind of, the nice thing about this is that it kind of evolves as you just start playing with your products, right? Put two under there, or let's pull that out for a second. Okay. Maybe this can go on top here. And that's kind of big too. I want something just a little smaller. And in fact, I think that Adventure worked perfectly there. And then maybe we could put like a little sun. And then you have a little embellishment cluster. We could even add this guy. So that all works perfectly. And if you wanted to, you could layer a couple of these. So we have that one. Where's the other half of this? And then you could layer these underneath, but this gives you just a little embellishment to work with. So here. I think that there, you can kind of see it. It's got the little vellum. And you could take a little bit of baker's twine or something and thread it through. And you could, if you wanted to do something like this, you could just create a bunch of tags and have them hanging down your page, and then just have your photo in on one of them. And then you've got a cute little travel page. So there's that one. So using tags as a and a frame as a focal point is a great kind of a building block for your embellishments. And in fact, I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit more so that we're a little bit, okay. Then that gives you guys a better look at what I'm doing, because looking at it from far away, so we are right here, and I just have to put my little doohickey so that I know where not to go past. And then stop and all right. So there we go. So now I know where. So there's one, and can put these. The other thing too that could be cute is saw this. Except I don't want to use that. Okay, so let's just kind of set these things aside. Then here's another idea. Here's a tag, and perhaps we can use some of these die cuts to build an embellishment cluster. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to want these to go. So if I want these darker ones, I don't think I do. I'm going to use these lighter colors here. Here's my green tag. Green. Actually, if I have this, maybe the green and the blue. This one. Okay. So I think we can take and what the goal needs to be with these is you want to kind of be able to I'm just going to cut in between these houses, and they don't have to fit onto your tag perfectly, and I've totally botched that. Didn't cut it straight, and it's because these scissors are terrible. Okay, so there's that one, and then because we want each one of the backgrounds to be different, so we've got to kind of change the way that we don't want to cut them all the same. And this guy will put okay, so we'll put those aside, and then we'll layer these. Here's my tape runner. I would usually use my liquid glue to glue these down, but I kind of am trying to move a little more quickly, and I have I have a phobia of like choosing to make a decision. So we'll put that there, and then we'll put, actually I think I want the green one in the middle. Break up the blue a little bit. So there's that. And then this guy. And obviously, I just want, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted it to kind of be somewhat centered on my tag. And then, let's find something to, you could take, actually I love that. Okay, so I'm gonna put some adhesive on this. going to, I just need to figure out how I want it, where I want it layered. I think I like it. Here. Okay, so then I trim. I'll make sure that I've got this somewhat straight. These are the scissors I like because they cut really nice and smoothly. The others are slightly serrated, and so it makes it a little difficult. Okay. It's sticking to me. Actually, I don't think we need such a big tag. We could simply use, this. Don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want this. Yeah, I think I do. And obviously this could be on a larger, just a regular piece of, backed on a piece of pattern paper. But this is just, you know, one way that this die can be used. So there's that. Move these aside. And we probably just need a little, some kind of a little, I almost feel like I want something dark, or let's see what I've got here. Oh, here we go. This little guy works perfectly. City Vibes. And so we've got two little guys. So like, here's kind of an example of how you'll have little bits and pieces. And so you're not thinking of it, everything in terms of, you know, having the perfect page set up. You're kind of just creating each individual piece and have it be a part of your layout that you'll be able to kind of assemble later. So let's use this tag as a focal point. So we'll use that. How about we can put our bicycle on it? Maybe a little I'm so terrible with this. I don't talk as much as I should while I'm creating these things. Okay, so there's maybe we want something a little bit smaller. I think, wasn't there a little guy that had use another piece of this. Sometimes having repetitive elements on your page. So have this guy, have our bicycle, maybe. Except I'm feeling like he's too big. So let's do that. Which one do I want? Maybe we'll just, okay. I think I'm going to go back because, oh, here we go. This is exactly what I wanted. This guy, we can put him there. Maybe, let's see. Kind of like, let's see, let's put this one. We can have, this was a little piece that kind of cut off when I did that die cut. So there's a little, actually, I think a flower. All right, so there's a little flower. I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to tape it across here. So I'm going to line it up so that it's somewhat centered. I might cut that down, but I'm not exactly sure yet. I will add a little bit of foam adhesive. Here, I want to add it behind my little flower. And this is nice because it has adhesive on one side and probably put another little piece. Another little piece here. So the foam adhesive can go there. And then I don't think that it's going to matter on the stem because I think the stem is going to be covered up. So let's put some foam here on the back of our purse, or our little mm-hmm. Actually gonna kind of push this over to the side. Okay. And then let's see here. I'm not liking, I think it's too crowded is what the problem is. Okay, so let's put him here. This guy here. And then I think that we'll lift this. Here. And then I'm going to cut him down just a bit because I don't think I need that stem. And maybe a little phrase. I almost feel like there's so much red here that having this on a light blue background would be helpful because I feel like it's getting lost. On this guy, actually. Yeah, see, that's much better. Okay. This guy here, this little flower. I did like this. It's almost like a little bit of, like a little sun ray. And then, I don't like that red one. Do I like this guy better? Nope. I think not the flower. Another one. I'm kind of liking that. Okay, so there, I think we're getting closer. We'll put him up there, so that's like the sun. just the little, that piece, and guess we wanted something bigger. Or you know, I was liking the idea of the bicycle, but I felt like it was so big that perhaps having this here, maybe a bicycle here. Or okay, I don't know why I'm having such a rough time with this one. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to put him here. And this guy is going to have a piece of foam adhesive here. This is what creating live is like, people, because if I had sat down and pre-planned this, it would have gone a lot more smoothly. Now, where did my little circle guy go? Okay, here he is. So you can go here. Wonder. This guy. No, I don't like that up the top of that, but this little guy can go here, and then this guy here on him. Put the little bicycle up here. Nope, not him. Let's go under. And I'm going to put him, or actually this is just going to be really simple, and I like it a lot. Him GPS guy here. And then find a little keep this. This up here, and I think this will go here. I'm gonna kind of line, well, I was gonna line it up, but I'm not. All right. Okay. That one's kind of tricky. Okay, so we've got, what have we got? We've got a few different pieces. We've got this guy, we've got this guy, and we have this one. I think that having a, let's see, I was thinking that perhaps a little geotag, but I don't like that one. Actually, I think this little camera, actually, nope, not the camera. I almost feel like it needs something navy blue. And I think this right there, and then perhaps a there. Okay, so there's 4. And so all of these are just based on things that you have in your kit, and you're almost creating like little individual vignettes. And I think I have one more thing that I want to add to my little city vibes guy. The other ones have lots of bits and pieces. And put a little bit of foam on this guy, and you know, all right, you can see it. It's hard to put dimensional adhesive on the So you've got these things, and then you can just take, if you're doing, like, want to combine them all on a single page, you can just take them here like this, and then maybe have, you know, a couple of tags that have your photo. So here, and maybe, do we have another frame? And tag. And so you could use this and create almost like a, or you could use this and create like a bunting where you've got photos, you've got your embellishments, and maybe your title, and it's just really simple. But you've got a lot on each little tag. So this is a great way to kind of start working with your kits, and you can create little embellishments. So hopefully this is kind of, I know that I am not the fastest when it comes to this stuff, but I don't pre-plan ahead of time because I feel like it's good to be able to see the creative process in real time so that it's not intimidating. Because if you, I feel like sometimes if you watch something and somebody has all the answers ahead of time, it makes it a bit intimidating and perhaps might create a situation where you reflect on your own creative process and, you know, wonder why you can't just sit down and go and have everything come super easily. It doesn't always work that way, and sometimes just taking little bite-size projects like this, it makes it a lot easier. And then once you play with your kits a little bit, in kind of this type of a fashion, it makes it easier to kind of go through more and bring in more products from your kits and work with them and add things in a different way. But if you have just a little sampling of things that you play with first, you kind of get an idea of all of the products and what's in them, because I think sometimes when you look at them as a whole, it just is a bit overwhelming. So taking 2 embellishments or 3 embellishments and working with them to get started is a great way to kind of begin with a new kit. So if you guys have any questions about anything that I'm working on, oh gosh, all of the chat, so weird. The chat didn't show up in the chat portion. So weird. Okay. So if you guys have any questions on anything that I used here, on any of the techniques that I showed, leave a comment below. All of the information regarding these kits, links to them, links to our Facebook group are all included in the description box. And another great place to look for inspiration is our new inspiration station on our website. So head on over to www.hipkitclub.net and you can click on our inspiration center, and it makes it really easy to find projects that are exactly what you're looking for in terms of if there's a specific designer, if you're looking for projects created with a specific month's kit, or maybe a specific technique, whether that happens to be mixed media, die cutting, cut files, that kind of thing. So you'll find all of that there, and that's brand new. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already done so. Um, be sure to give my video a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. And there's also like a little airplane, paper airplane. You can share our channel with your scrappy friends if you think that they'd enjoy the content that we put out every week. Keep in mind we upload a new process video every single day of the week, and then obviously on Sundays I'm here with you creating in real time. So if you have suggestions on things that you'd like to see in the future, um, things that you're interested in learning, leave a comment below and I would be more than happy to do that for you. So I love your suggestions and your feedback. So without keeping you here any longer, I will be back next Sunday and I hope you'll join me. And until then, I hope you have a crafty week and have time to create something pretty. Have a great week, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye.